Hi there, this is Heather with Affinity for Yarn, and today I want to show you the Tunisian half double crochet stitch. You'll see the stitch here on a baby blanket I just recently finished, and I really loved how it turned out. This stitch would be great for blankets like here, scarves, bags. It's a really versatile stitch, so super excited to show you it today. Okay, so before we get started, just one call out is that with this stitch, you can do any multiple. So there's not a set amount you needed to do for chains. So very flexible when it comes to making blankets or scarves or bags. You can use any number of stitches for this. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started with the foundation row. And with that, we first want to flip over our chain to the back side. So you'll see here I have it flipped over the back side. And then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to yarn over. So this is special with this stitch, and that you're going to yarn over before you insert your hook. And then you're going to go ahead, you'll skip the first back bump here. So right next to the hook, you'll see my finger there. And we're going to go ahead and go to the next back bump. And we're going to go ahead and insert our hook. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to pull up a loop. So it'll be 3 loops on the hook. And we're going to continue this pattern across the row where we yarn over first, and then insert the hook, and then yarn over and pull up a loop. So yarn over and insert your hook, and then yarn over to pull up a loop. And let's continue this across the row here. Okay, got a couple stitches left. For my example here, I just had 10 stitches I had done, just to show you real quick how this stitch works. Pull a little yarn. Okay, I have a couple here left. Okay, and then next one, and then we'll pull up a loop, and I got 2 more looks like left here. So yarn over and insert my hook, and yarn over and pull up a loop. You see I'm doubling the amount of stitches on my hook here. And then my last one, I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to insert my hook, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. So there should be almost a double, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. So that is correct. There's 19 stitches on the hook. So I did 10 stitches for my foundation chain. And then what you'll find is when you're doing that foundation row, you're going to have double the stitches minus 1. So in this example, if I had 10 stitches, double would be 20, and then minus 1. So I have 19 stitches, which is what I have on the hook here. So I know that I did that correctly. It'd be no different than if you had 20 stitches that you had done as your chain, then double would be 40, and then you would have 39 on your hook when you're done with your first row. So pretty easy there to just do the check. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a return pass. So the return pass is special with this stitch as well, and that when you're doing that, instead of pulling your loop through 2 loops on the hook, you're going to be pulling it through 3 loops on the hook. So that is just going to be a call out as we work through this. So first thing first though is we're going to go ahead and chain 1. So we'll just yarn over and pull through just the first loop on the hook. Okay. Now we're going to start the return pass part. So we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull through 3 stitches on here. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we're going to yarn over and pull through the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I'm going to continue that across the row. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go a little bit faster here now. Making sure I have enough yarn out here. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. And you can check it, as you go along, just kind of pull them apart and you'll be able to check. I did find once in a while I would have one not enough or too many on my hook, so then I just had to loosen that up here. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So we're at the beginning of the row here. So that is how that foundation row looks. So now we're going to go ahead and start with row 2. Okay, so for row 2 and for every row afterwards, so you're just going to have a 1 row repeat with this stitch, which is another easy and super flexible reason why I love this stitch, is that you can just have to do 1 row, and once you learn it, you're good to go. So to start row 2, we're going to go ahead and we're going to again yarn over like we did with the row 1. And then you'll see here we have these first 2 vertical loops right here next to our hook. We're going to go ahead and we're going to skip those 2. So we're not going to do these first 2 vertical loops. We're going to go over to the next 2. So I'm going to kind of split this up here, and you'll see these 2 here. These are your 2 vertical loops that we're going to be inserting our hook through. So I'll go slowly through it. So you'll see here, I'm going to insert under the first loop and then the second loop. So you'll see here. And then I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to pull up 1 loop through both of those. So that is how that looks then. Okay, so we're going to do that across the row. So again, we're going to yarn over, find the next 2 vertical loops, which are right here on the piece. And then we're going to go ahead and insert our hook. So insert right underneath both of those. And then you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. Okay, so that's how that's looking. And continue on. So yarn over, find the next 2 vertical loops here, insert your hook behind them, yarn over and pull up a loop. Okay, yarn over, find the next 2 vertical loops, which are right here. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to insert our hook behind them. All right, awesome. I'm just going a little bit quicker here now that we're getting the hang of it. And I'm going to show you what's something special for our last Tunisian stitch of the row. There is something special that we need to do, so I want to make sure I show you that as well. So I'm getting towards the end here of my sample. So you'll see here, you'll kind of have the last 2. You want to make sure you do these last 2 vertical loops here that are right next to the end here. So do the same thing. And now what we're going to do for the last Tunisian stitch is you're going to go ahead, you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to turn this toward you. And I know it's a little bit difficult to see, and it'll probably be easier on when you have your piece. But you're going to see there's 2 loops here. These 2 loops, you're going to go ahead and insert your hook under both of these. So turn your work towards you, find these 2 loops, and those are the 2 that you want to insert your hook under. So you'll see just like that. Okay, so there's 2 of them. They're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. So that completes the forward pass for row 2 and all the other rows that you would need to do for whatever project you're working on. So now we're going to do a return pass. The return pass is the same as it was with row 1. We're going to first go ahead and chain 1. So just yarn over and pull through 1 loop on the hook. And then for the rest of the return pass, we're going to go ahead and do it under 3 loops. So yarn over and pull through 3 loops on the hook. We're going to continue this across the row. Okay. Just pulling through 3. Okay. And once you get the hang of it, it goes pretty quickly. Okay, we're coming up to the end. Okay, and then you'll see here we have just the 1 loop on the hook again. So just like we did with the last one. So that's what row 2 looks like. And like I said, we're going to continue the same pattern for the rest of the rows. So I'll go ahead and do 1 more row with you a little bit quicker just to kind of show you. First thing you're going to do, you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to skip the first 2 vertical bars that are right next to your hook here. So skip those 2, and then you're going to find the next 2. So the next 2 are right here. I'm going to go ahead and insert my hook underneath those 2, yarn over and pull up a loop. So then I have 3 loops on my hook. And again, we're going to yarn over, find the next 2 vertical loops, and then yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over, find the next 2 vertical loops on the hook, and pull through. Oops, and then my yarn's kind of getting twisted here. Get a little bit more out. Okay, and then we're gonna yarn over, find the next 2, and then pull through. Okay. Okay, and there's the last one here, and now we're to the last Tunisian stitch. So again, you're going to yarn over, you're going to turn the work towards you to look for those two vertical, or this two stitches right here, loops. Oh, see, I'm losing it here. So right here, these two. And I'll put my hook underneath you here so you guys can see it. Right here. Just like that. So then you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to do that. So now we've done row 3. And now we're going to do the return pass. So again, chain 1, and then yarn over, and then pull through 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oops, see, I did too many there, so I'm going to go ahead and add one back on. Almost done. Okay, and then 2, 3, and oops, 1, 2, 3. So now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to show you how, once you're done with your piece, you've reached the length that you want it to be, then you're going to do your last row for Tunisian, which is the binding off row, and it really just helps to finish off the piece of work. So we're going to go ahead and work on that. Okay, so to bind off, it is going to be a little bit different than the rest of the piece that you're working on. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to insert your hook into basically not the first vertical stitch of the row, but the second vertical. So you'll see here this stitch right here. So you're going to insert your hook here, just like that, and you're going to yarn over, and you'll pull through that loop plus the one on your hook. So you're going to pull through both loops, and so you'll have one loop left on there. And you're going to continue that across the row. So you're going to insert your hook under the next vertical bar in the row. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through that loop, as well as the one on your hook. And again, one loop remaining. So then insert under, pull through both, move on to the next one. Okay, I'm going to continue that across the row here. And then you'll see here it's binding off the top row here. And again, for this stitch, you're only going to be doing the one vertical bar, not the two like you were with the rest of the piece. So it's just the one vertical bar here. Okay. And then when you get to the end, you're going to insert your hook underneath there. You're going to pull up a loop, pull up a loop, pull through both, and then you'll see here you have one loop left on your hook, and then you can just cut that off to finish it off then, just like you would with a normal crochet piece. So that is binding off on the top here. You'll see how it just does a nice finished edge for your piece then when you're done. So that is the Tunisian half double crochet stitch. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks. Have a great day.